So we looked at the high-level web chat widget and what people were doing with external software and said, okay, there's something here. How do we take that flow, which is a cross-cutting concern for agencies and the businesses that they serve, and how do we give agencies the ability to build custom, branded, very contextual and specific experiences for visitors that help them in every moment, at every point of that journey.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the High Level Spotlight Sessions, where we showcase awesome marketers doing awesome marketing. Today, I am excited to be joined once again by my good friends over at ChatHQ, Andrew, Sergio. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Chase.
Good to be here.
Happy to be here.
It's always a pleasure to catch up with you guys. If you haven't seen any of the previous spotlights, go check them out. But these guys, ChatHQ, they're a huge part of our dev community, very active in the dev community. If you are an engineer new to the high level ecosystem and you'd like to meet folks who can kind of help you out, show you, how things work, where things live, they're always happy to help people, on their journeys, which we're appreciative of. And so it's always fun to get to catch up with you guys to see what the heck you've built since we last spoke.
Yeah, we've been pretty busy.
Yeah, we've been busy.
Sure that you have.
Before we go into that, I do want to say yes. I'm personally on a mission to help people building next to and around high level to do things right and do things the easy way. Like we've done a bunch of work. We've already done a lot of heavy lifting, and we're bringing that. We're contributing that back to the community. So definitely, if you're looking to integrate, if you're integrating, if you're hitting walls, hit me up in the Facebook community. Join the Slack. There's a lot of people there who have done things besides me and the engineering team at ChatHQ that are always happy to help. And you're gonna find a lot of support if you do that. So for sure.
Awesome. That's great. Well, now let's talk about the new widget. So ChatHQ, these guys, I love what you've done because you have taken, I think this is such a classic example of why high level and our community are awesome, right? Like we have a web chat widget. It's a gateway into an SMS conversation. That's pretty much what it does, right? Like it's awesome. You should use it. And you guys were like, hey, this one feature, we could take this and put it on steroids and, turn it into what now looks like almost like a link tree for your chat widget in a sense. So, let's talk about it. Show me what you guys have been up to.
Sure. Yeah, it's funny that you brought up Linktree because that originally we didn't really move forward with this positioning, but we were kind of saying it's like Linktree and Intercom had a baby, and we didn't want to say it because if somebody didn't know what Intercom or Linktree was, we'd lose them. But it really is. It's like we're trying to move into that market that Intercom was in and give people that type of Linktree consumable widget, that software, right? So yeah, Serge, if you want to kind of talk a little bit about it, I'm going to pull up my slide deck and
yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. So Chase, here's your sound bite. I like those. What we set out to do with the widget is, as you've said, expand on what the high level engagement widget, the high level web chat widget does. But we looked at it and we saw an opportunity to build a really streamlined flow on top of the inform, educate, acquire, retain, and promote cycle, right? So people talk about it as a flywheel. So we looked at the high-level web chat widget and what people were doing with external software and said, okay, there's something here. How do we take that flow, which is a cross-cutting concern for agencies and the businesses that they serve, and how do we give agencies the ability to build custom, branded, very contextual and specific experiences for visitors that help them in every moment, at every point of that journey. So that's about how do you tell your story to visitors on your website. It's about how do you get people to take CTAs at the right moment. And after they became your customer, it's about how do you activate them once they're using your app? How do you deliver support to them at the right time? And then how do you turn them into purple fans, right? Those people who really, really love what you do and will tell everybody and their mother and build that flywheel for you. So that's in a nutshell, that's the spirit of the engagement widget. And we have tons of really fun and awesome ways that you can build that custom experience for you. And that's Andrew's cue.
So wait a minute. What is a purple fan? That's the first time.
Oh, so a purple
You've
fan
never heard
is this.
Okay.
Yeah. It's this
Yeah.
this term that we've seen used in many places, right? But in essence is that if you run an NPS survey asking people, hey, how likely are you to recommend so-and-so software or service? That's the person that doesn't click 11 because there's no 11 on the chart, right? That's a person that that's a person that will tell everybody and evangelize for you because they love the product or the service so much, right?
Yeah.
I don't know where the purple name comes from, but I like it. And that's
I think it's like color coding different people in that process, and then it's just like purple. So yeah, we heard it from a software coach of ours. His name, and some people in this community know who he is. His name's Dan Martell. Right. Yeah, so
I've heard that name.
Yeah, so he loves purple fans. That's his thing. So
yeah, interesting.
So it's that, right? If you want to summarize it in,
I thought it was like they were so excited they're like purple in the face, like
that could actually be it. Could be it.
That may be. We should check. But yeah, that's the feeling behind it is it they can't do anything else for you because they're already doing all they can to make you reach other audiences, right? Like,
ironically,
you're Stone Chest fan.
Yeah, and ironically, HighLevel has created purple fans for years, and that's where we got the blueprint that we're trying to do the same, right? Community based. You're always there when people need you. You're building a product that can be customized and be like manipulated and changed so that it fits what they really need, so they're not kind of pigeonholed into something that's just there. So there's all kinds of like different angles to creating those purple fans, and you guys did it masterfully. So
you guys want to hear something funny about that?
Yeah,
about specifically the NPS score and purple fans of HighLevel. So I don't want to say anything that's like going to get us sued or something, but we're always in talks with G2. They want us to, be paying customers and whatnot and all of that. And on the G2 grids, we're like moving up and to the right, but we're like HubSpot is at the top and Salesforce and all this.
Yeah.
And it's like really hard to like, make those jumps and whatnot. But they have this chart where it's like NPS scores, and HighLevel crushes HubSpot, ActiveCampaign, like all the big names in NPS. And when I first saw it, I was like, holy moly, like not just by like a point, but by like significant volumes. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, isn't that amazing? I'm like, this is amazing. Like, we got to put this on our website or whatever. And they're like, yeah, that'll be 20 grand if you'd like to license those numbers. It's like, oof, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it goes to show that when you build with community first, you kind of get that flywheel effect built in, right? So how do we make it easy for agencies to get that built in and on autopilot? Right. That's the feeling behind it. That's how we close the loop. So
okay. So I'm interested. So you've piqued my interest. How are you doing that?
Cool. Okay. So let me jump into our slideshow here. I think I have it the right thing shared. Now let's do this. Cool. All right. Let me move Zoom. Okay. So ChatHQ. We are helping HighLevel agencies acquire, support, and retain their customers. Okay. And as you can see, we got nice little pretty widgets here. These are different customers that have customized their widgets. And we're just using those for showcase. So what is
already way more buttoned up than I was expecting from you, Andrew.
Yeah, listen, I know I wanted to give you a total 180, I didn't want to go off the cuff too much. So our vision is we're helping service companies become SaaS companies, right? Just like HighLevel, we really want to fit into that mold. And how we're doing, or why we're doing, is more and more traditional companies are converting to that SaaS model or like a hybrid model because there's more revenue and overall like retention, right? So our mission is to empower those companies throughout that journey by giving them white label software that they can leverage internally and resell, just like HighLevel, right? I mean, you guys should write a book because it's a fantastic model. Okay,
You should write a book. I've told you that, Chase, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah, someday.
Yeah.
The Inner Workings of HighLevel by Chase Buckner.
That's right.
Get Morgan Freeman to read it for you. It'd be fantastic. Okay, so our mission, right? Our mission is to empower every single company or agency that's using HighLevel. We want to help them transition from that traditional service company into a full SaaS or a hybrid SaaS model. We want to give them software solutions that integrate perfectly with HighLevel. We want to provide sticky white label software that they can resell by itself or along with their HighLevel SaaS offering. And we want to introduce them to our community of partners inside the HighLevel ecosystem and outside. So anyone that we kind of interact with outside of that ecosystem.
All right.
So ChatHQ, how does it work, right? Like, where are we at? What are we doing today? What's going on? So ChatHQ, we break down into a few different things, right? Get easy sales. Use to optimize conversion events that'll produce more leads and conversions. Support. Use ChatHQ to identify core issues and solve customer support problems faster and easier than ever. And then success. Give your customers an easy way to produce results for their business, and they will stick around for life. And how, you may ask, Chase, but how can we do this, right?
That is what I was asking in my head.
Yeah. So the engagement widget, right? It's our flagship product, and it's built exactly for that, for engagement. So we want to increase the engagement of prospects and customers in both sales and support environments. Okay, and this is like a nice little image. This is actually our current website widget. And as you can see, like you said earlier, it's kind of like a little link tree thing going on. We have reviews, testimonials, web chats, all kinds of fun stuff. Okay, and we'll get into some of that in a little bit. And as right on cue, the engagement widget. How can it help your HighLevel agency? So the first thing is to acquire. So we want to give you the tools to acquire new customers. So we give you tools to build conversion rate optimization, like software within your website. So this widget in itself is a conversion rate optimization tool because you're putting the conversion events inside of it. You're customizing the experience with high value conversion events, right? Then you're going to bring those conversion events to life with dynamic and media rich welcome messages. So that's this guy down here. It's like the pop-up that says like, hey, welcome to our website. And then obviously target these prospects where, when, and how you want. So we're going to get into that in a little bit, the where, when, and how. It's basically targeting metrics for welcome messages. So you can dynamically put them across pages, different websites, and use different elements within those welcome messages. So number 2 is support. So we talked about sales. Now we're talking about support.
Wait. I think we should go back one because you used a lot of
How do I
highfalutin terms on that last slide over there.
Yeah, I don't even know how to go back in the slideshow.
Hit the back arrow, and on the keyboard should get you there.
Aha.
Yeah, there we go.
Don't do slideshows very often. Okay.
No, you're doing great, Andrew. You're doing great.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
So what is when you say a conversion event, what does that mean in layman's terms?
Sure.
Right.
Conversion.
So
Go ahead, Serge. You do it.
Yeah. So Andrew had a couple of slides further down the slideshow.
Oh, okay.
Talk
Feel
about
free to
this
tell me
more.
to just wait.
But the idea is, or the big pressing point is, when people land on a website, say we're in a sales scenario, right? You're trying to capture customers. You drop people on a website, and we've talked about this, how SaaS agencies more often than not are running ads. People see something in the ad that they like, they click on the ad, and then they go to a funnel. Well, not all funnels are created equal. And if you fine-tune your funnel to speak directly to the customer or to the prospect, and you got that copy fine-tuned, then everything's great. But most of the time, especially when agencies are starting running SaaS, or their customers are starting, they haven't quite dialed that communication. What ends up happening is people see what's above the fold, and then it doesn't matter what's below the fold. Most people never see it. So what we're doing with the widget is giving you the means to bring that experience above the fold, whether
Or just
people are
anywhere.
scrolling or not. Right.
Well, this is really interesting. So keep going, because I don't want to totally
Yeah.
take us off track here, but let's come back to this after.
Right. So
Yeah,
and that's a key aspect behind it is, okay, how do we find a way? It's finding a way to show the right message at the right time. And that's
Right.
dynamic.
Yeah, and so just to touch on this, if someone isn't familiar with conversion rate optimization, there's tools out there to better understand your funnel and your website, right? And what those tools give you is like a report and tell you, hey, you know, the copy or the structure or the flow of your website or funnel is not up to par. Fix this, fix that, fix this, right? So the process, that whole process is called conversion rate optimization. And so what we're doing with the widget is we're giving you a customizable tool that goes anywhere you want it on any website, any funnel page, anything that gives you the ability to customize those events that you want people to take. So maybe it's a demo, book a demo. Maybe it's click here to call. Maybe it's, you know, a click into our Facebook group or something. Every business has multiple conversion events, right? And so every funnel tries to break down what they want a customer to do into one conversion event, kind of like click here to purchase. Well, you're going to lose a lot of people. People call it, I don't know, the leaky bucket or whatever that euphemism is. But the idea is like, people just don't want to take your conversion event, right? They may want to book a demo. They may want to click to call. They may want to message in an SMS chat before they convert, right? So we're giving you the ability to structure those events in one central location that can be placed anywhere throughout your website or your funnels. And then obviously do it over and over with different widgets in different formats, right?
Cool. Now
And
you keep
the
mentioning
form-
dynamic. So I'm really curious.
Yeah, the
you're
form-
doing like page tracking. And so
Here's where
Right,
that
page
gets
tracking,
in.
all kinds of
Yeah.
cool stuff. Yeah.
this really is an intercom baby. Okay.
Yeah, man.
So what you end up building is a dynamic journey for the visitor that landed on your website. And you end up giving them timely CTAs along the journey of experiencing your website or funnel that get them one step closer. So we're not trying to fast track the funnel. We're trying to answer questions at the right time and put the CTA in front of the visitor at the right time, so that little bit by bit and touch point by touch point, you convert them from a stranger to somebody who is convinced this is for me. I need to get it. I need to buy it. I need to sign up. I need to, right?
Yeah,
so that's the idea.
Yeah, the same way that, for example, how you guys would pitch your web chat to people, right? It's a very easy way to capture someone's information. And it's there in case someone they don't want to click the button that says like, hey, click here to purchase. So now they look at the web chat and they're like, hey, okay, maybe I send my information in, ask a few questions. So it's the same kind of concept where it's always there, and you have the functionality to create what you want that customer, like the journey you want that customer to take, right? So it's very customizable, very like you said, dynamic, and we'll get into some of that in a little bit. But yeah, lots of really cool targeting metrics, and we're adding more. You guys actually give us some cool ideas. Well, the ideas have always lived out there, but you guys did some stuff.
Let's keep moving through these slides so we can get to the point where I get to ask you a ton of questions. Because
that's
now,
right. All right. That's right. All right, cool. So number 2 is going to be support, right? So you obviously have sales, now you have support. We want to give you a centralized support tool. So you bring all of the support tools that we give you, like the little widget tools that we give you, inside of one central location. So first, you're going to bring it into your HighLevel to offer support to your HighLevel customers. And then you're going to bring things in like live chat, which we're currently building, knowledge bases, help videos, forms and surveys, different links. You can link out to like your Facebook group and other areas that you want to send people, booking calendars, and all kinds of other stuff. Oh no. What is going on there?
You went to Facebook.
I think you clicked one of your calls to action.
It was actually, you know what that is? You might want to cut. I don't know if you want to cut that out of the spotlight. But that was group something. And every time I'm in a browser, it jumps me to my Facebook browser to accept a group like request, like into Facebook. Yeah, it's so stupid. So I was actually afraid that was going to happen. I put on my do not disturb, and I guess it didn't block that. So sorry about that. So anyways, so that's the support side of this, right? We're giving you a central location for all of your support functionality so that you can capture your customers' engagement in a support fashion when and where you need to with the right tool, right? Maybe they need to fill out a support ticket. Maybe they need to check out the help docs. Maybe they need a live chat. Maybe they just need to click to call you, right? Something like that. So that's the concept behind support.
Yeah, let me expand a bit on that because it's really interesting. So the way that we conceive of the engagement widget as a support tool builds on a snapshot that Andrew created for our own customers, and we called it the ultimate ultimate GHL support bundle. It's a free snapshot. It's available from our website.
Serge, that's the product. The snapshot's just support ticketing snapshot.
Yeah. Okay. So it's the support ticketing snapshot. So here's the idea. Not every agency is supporting their customers in the same way. And not every, for example, some agencies are doing one-on-one. Some agencies provide support on Zoom for their customers. Some agencies provide community-based support. And some agencies use a third-party partner to provide white label support. So where the widgets comes in is it acts as a hub for all of those types of initiatives you run to, first off, activate your customers, provide them the right information at the right time inside HighLevel so that if they have a question, if they have a doubt, they have a way to resolve that doubt themselves. And then if they can't resolve it themselves with like guides or knowledge bases, then they have an outlet to reach out to you or to your third-party support partner to do it, right? So the engagement widget then acts as the hub where you choose how you want to support your customers, your agency customers, and then deploy alternatives for them to solve problems for themselves or reach out without having to leave HighLevel.
Sure. The link tree for support.
Link tree for support, baby. Okay, so we got acquire, we got support, and the third one is retain. Okay, so we want to focus on retention. And how we do this is we give you the ability to fully customize your widgets and purchase multiple widgets. So you can either purchase them individually. We have a mid-tier where you can purchase widget by widget, or you could be on the agency plan, which gives you unlimited widgets. And then you start to crank out these widgets and sell them to your customers, right? Stick it on their website. And if it works, which it does, they won't go anywhere, right? It's the same thing that HighLevel says. Like once it starts working, they're not going to go anywhere. They're going to consider that bill. And for the widget, obviously, it may be significantly less. You could probably sell one of these for $30 a month or something, right? To somebody. They don't consider that a liability anymore. They consider it an asset. So not only does your customer consider this an asset, but now you're making money on the subscription that you're paying for. So you're putting money back in your pocket. So you're actually net positive for the month, right? So that's where we want to see agencies start to increase their retention, reduce their churn by buying more widgets and reselling them. So they're not even, they're paying us, but they're really not because they're putting money back in their pocket, right? So that's the retention play. So that's 1, 2, 3, right? Acquire, support, and retain. So now let's talk about some high-level integrations, right? Obviously, because we're talking to the high-level community, we want to bring the most needed high-level conversion tools directly into the widget. And there are conversion tools, right? Like the things that get people to take action, right? So we got web chat, we got forms and surveys, customer reviews, and booking calendars. And all of these are nice, neat packages inside the widget. They work perfectly. They are exactly what they would be embedded on any funnel, any websites, or anything like that. Now, obviously, the reviews is slightly different. We have our own UI built there, same with the web chat. But the idea is we're taking information and data out of HighLevel in the sense that we're pulling any form or survey you built and giving you the ability to put it into your widget. Any calendar or calendar group that you built, putting it into your widget. We're sending web chat directly into your HighLevel sub accounts. You configure which sub accounts you want to go into. We also have multi-location. So like if you have a franchise business, it can funnel into different sub accounts. And then reviews, we pull all the Facebook and Google reviews out of your sub account and give you the ability to configure writing a review. So as you can see, there's like a little write a review button here. So that operates the same way that HighLevels would, right? It goes right to the Google page, goes right to the Facebook page. So these are like today the most prominent high-level integrations. Obviously, we're working on more. We're working on bringing a white label version, and you'll see the portal soon here, Chase. We're going to bring a white label version into HighLevel. We're going to have live chat directly into HighLevel. So people can even sell live chat as a service, right? If their customers need live chat, they bake it right into the widget.
That's cool.
So yeah, lots of really cool stuff on the way. But today,
Through
these
the
are
Conversations API or a custom menu tab?
Yes. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Conversations API.
Yeah. So go ahead, Serge.
Yeah. So before we move on, because we don't have a slide dedicated to that final part of the flywheel, but this is a really cool way to show it. So when we talk about the reviews widget or the reviews engagement tool, you can see there's a third from the left. There's two ways that the widget, as it is, as you see it on this slide, lets you spread the word, so to speak. One is in the footer of the widget, that branding that says powered by ChatHQ is completely replaceable. So that is adding your logo in there and linking to our website. And also it also gives you the ability to like hide it if you don't want it in there. But you can actually configure it separately, differently per widget. So if you have a customer and you want to provide that customer the ability to also increase, what's the word?
Branding.
Trust. If you want to have their brand, if you want to have a very polished UI, then you could also actually put the customer's branding in there if you wanted to. The other one is reputation management is a big thing, and the customer reviews engagement tool gives you the ability to ask for a review right then and there. So say if you put this inside HighLevel, you can show people CTAs with engagement widgets, with welcome messages, then bring them here, show them reviews, and then ask them to leave a review on Google or on Facebook. And we're always listening to what other platforms are interesting for people.
This is awesome. And I'm going to jump in just because I do have a hard stop today. So I can't go long on this one, although it feels like we would be going long. Okay. So this is awesome, right? So multiple widgets was one of my questions, because I could see if I'm a SaaSpreneur wanting one widget on my website that's sales driven versus the widget I want when you're in my white label of HighLevel that's more of a support driven widget. Now we've talked about dynamic. Talk to me about that. So are we saying that if you are on my whatever page of my website, my widget can be different than if you're on the home page of my website?
So not today, the widget cannot be different, but the welcome messages. So I'm going to jump right into the welcome messages here. I think it's the next slide. Okay, so no, these are just engagement tools. So these are actually on our website. So I'm going to breeze through some of these, but as you can see, we have a bunch of free engagement tools if you're on the free plan. And then we have a bunch of really cool paid engagement tools. A lot of them are coming soon. But yeah, so that's for any paid plan. So let me jump into welcome messages. So this is really how you unlock your engagement widget. And this is what we're talking about when we say dynamic nature, right? So the first thing is you can build these welcome messages however you want. We give you the ability to embed media. We give you the ability to create rich dynamic text with a text editor. And we give you the ability to pull the widget tools out of the widget and show in the welcome messages for quick CTAs. So they don't have to open the widget and read what tools are there. They see the welcome message that's specific for that CTA. They click on the CTA, it opens the widget or links out to wherever they want to go, right? So now when we say dynamic, we say what we mean is customizable, show where and when you want to show it. And we're going to get to targeting metrics here in a second. Serge talked about this above the fold, right? As you can see on a website, maybe the above the fold stuff doesn't really work for you. It's just maybe your A/B testing's showing that it's not working great. So we give you the ability to build, immediate triggers for your welcome messages that pop up and give people above the fold CTAs to help you increase your conversion rates, right? So advanced targeting, this is what we really want to get to with the dynamic nature of it. Customizable targeting settings allow you to show welcome messages to who you want, where you want, and when you want. All right, so we have things like display targeting, show welcome messages on certain pages. We have triggers, things like immediate, time-based, scrolling events. We just added another one, which is element-based. So if you have like an image and it has an element ID, as they're scrolling through your funnel, if once that image becomes visible on your funnel, a welcome message pops up. So like, for example, I have one on our website. Yeah, in the FAQ section at the bottom, I actually have a welcome message that pops up and says like, hey, not seeing a question or an FAQ that you were looking for, reach out to us. Right. So really trying to capture them because I know they're there. Right. I'm kind of like following them through the journey. We also have visitor targeting. So showing welcome message to all visitors, new visitors, or returning visitors. We're also going to be expanding on this, kind of like, that's why I said you guys inspired us with your forms, where it's like, if they were there 5 times, like show it for the first 5 and not the other 5, whatever, right? Like multiple different targeting metrics. And then obviously device targeting. So you can show them on desktop, mobile, or both. Okay. So that's the dynamic nature today and we will be going further into more dynamic customizations like hiding and showing different actual tools inside the widget on different pages, on different websites, stuff like that. And that's just going to be part of like the exploration process of understanding what people want and how they want to use it and seeing the different applications of the widget, right? Okay, so this is the fun part. This is what I wanted to get to. So let me back out of this. Can I just, I think I have to back out. Yeah, okay. So let's do this. What time is your hard stop? Is it at 5 o'clock?
Yeah, we're good for like another 10, 15 minutes.
Okay. So
That should
here
be
I
enough.
wanted to start building a widget for you guys. And I'm just going to kind of grab your logo here. And I'll come in here. So by the way, just so everyone's probably like, where the heck are you? Okay, this is the ChatHQ portal. I am already in the engagement section. You're probably, if you jump in here, you're going to see something that looks like this. You're going to see partners, affiliate program. We do have a really good affiliate program if you guys are interested. It's just like HighLevel's 40% month over month. And then if you click here, you can obviously switch accounts. And I'm going to jump into engagement and I'm going to start messing around with this spotlight session demo HighLevel widget. Okay. It's obviously default. So I'm going to start messing around here. I'm going to go into the widget window. Let's see. I'm actually going to put your thing in here first. Screenshots. All right. So it's not perfect, but that works. And let's go with the blue. I like the blue. Go secondary whites. And let's use the widget logo image. So now you can see it's like the logo down here in the corner. You can do that, or you can kind of like use your own custom icons. And let's just screw it. Say powered
I
by
noticed the one on your
HighLevel.
site is like stuck to the side of the window.
Yeah, I'm going to show you that in a second too. It's pretty cool. So we're going to go powered by, we're going to actually just get rid of branding. So it shows ChatHQ. We're just going to get rid of that for now. So we're going to go ahead and save this.
Give it a chance. It's uploading the image.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so that setting is here. We have widget behavior and obviously widget placement, so left or right, but we have fixed, anchored, and floating. So this was something that came about when we were introducing this to people inside of HighLevel, because obviously this will block things inside of HighLevel. So if I choose anchored, now I can actually slide this up and down on the screen where I need it.
Well, that's cool.
And if I choose floating, I can just kind of drag it wherever I need to. And if you open it, it still opens in that original position, right?
Interesting.
So let's go with anchored. We'll save that. Here's something cool too that we use internally actually is using a custom trigger. So if you notice, if I click this button, it opens a widget and it doesn't have like this little button here. So we actually trigger that based on a custom ID for this button. So if you want, you can use this for websites, applications, and you can trigger these widgets based on custom element clicks as well, which is cool.
That's cool.
Okay, so now let's jump in. Let's start to mess around here.
Essentially, you could use this as a workaround for like, HighLevel gives you one pop-up per page.
Yes.
And oftentimes
Exactly.
like, we want multiple pop-up builders. So
exactly.
Yeah.
So we're actually going to be diving into the pop-up world a little bit more. Right now we just have welcome messages that show up on the right corner here, but we're going to do modal, like middle screen pop-ups, banner pop-ups, slide out pop-ups, but they're all going to funnel into the widget potentially, unless you have a link. If you have a link there, it just goes, it's external. But the idea is to like give you the ability to mold and shape the welcome messages, put them where you think they're going to fit best, whether it's in the middle of the screen, to the right, banner, whatever.
Yeah, I actually
s-
would keep it where it is because I feel like it drives the user behavior to understand that like the bottom
Right.
right corner is where things happen.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We
what Andrew's doing here is we showed you a bunch of different widgets that some of our customers have created. This is what gives it the link tree, quote unquote, nature is you get to build a widget the way you want it. And so these tools that Andrew is adding to the widget, these are those conversion optimization tools, right? So each of them represents a specific event. And so if you have
couldn't
things,
I build one of these specific to one of my pages and only put it on that page?
yes, you
Correct.
could. So you asked
especially
before,
with HighLevel. Yeah.
You asked before if you could have different widgets on different pages. And yes, that is something you could do if you add the widget at the funnel page level, for example. If you add it at the funnel level and the widget is present in all pages, then you would get that dynamic behavior by targeting welcome messages to specific pages.
Gotcha.
So Andrew added a web chat widget. A web chat engagement tool that's connected to the HighLevel web chat widget behind the scenes. He now added an iframe to pull in Sean's calendar. There's a couple more things, and I'm gonna so he added a calendar directly. He added an iframe to pull Sean's calendar because Sean's calendar is not under our HighLevel location, but you can add it as an iframe.
Yeah, I'll show you the calendar. It's essentially like this where you have a drop down with all the locations, but obviously Sean's not, we don't have your guys' HighLevel account. So
yeah, I mean, the demo is awesome. Don't get me wrong, but I think like, let's just spend the rest of the time that we have talking about why this is powerful, not exactly how you drag and drop the pieces.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
Let's talk about welcome messages because that's where it really shines.
Yeah, that will. Okay, go ahead, Serge. Yep.
Yeah. Nope. Click on. Well, if you want to keep going, that's fine. Just.
Yeah, ideally. So it goes back to kind of the concept that we were talking about in the slideshow, right? Like the demo is really just to show you how quick and easy it is to build a widget, right? Like, I mean, clearly I built one with some really basic stuff in 3 minutes, right? I mean, like I didn't spend a lot of time. I could spend a lot of time on it. And obviously when you jump into welcome messages, you're going to spend more time on it. But the idea here is how quickly can you start making money, right? That's like snapshots are so important in HighLevel because people just upload a snapshot, they make a few tweaks and they go make money. So with this, it's like, and you can even duplicate these, right? Like I can come out here and I can just duplicate this widget. And now I have the demo duplicate here. So I have HighLevel demo, HighLevel duplicate. Now I can just make certain customizations to this one that I want, to sell to somebody else. Maybe it's a slight changes. Okay. So why is that important? Because today the sales cycle for a standard marketing agency is long, right? Unless you have something that's burning a hole in somebody, like unless they want to just throw their money at you, like they're going to need a little bit of coaxing. You're going to have to do negotiations. Maybe you're a little higher than the other guys. So they want to compare, they want to contrast. I mean, I've been through it. I've been running an agency for 7 years, right? So having something like this not only emboldens your marketing agency offer, but also your SaaS offer, your HighLevel SaaS offer. Because we have people right now that are on unlimited plans that are using the widget as a foot in the door. Sergio's agency is using the widget as a foot in the door. They go, here's the widget, does a few basic things. If you want all the cool stuff, it's $297 a month for the HighLevel, for his HighLevel version of HighLevel, right? So it's literally a foot in the door for HighLevel agencies to give somebody something that works, give it, and it'll work immediately when you put it on their website, and also an upsell, because then they understand the value not only of you as an agency, but the software that you're providing, right?
Well, that's why I think it's really interesting, right? So like we teach people, to do two things, right? And you don't need to you need to have access to their website, but you don't need to rebuild their site, right? You can put a HighLevel pop-up form on there and you can put the chat widget on there. And now you've put two lead capture mechanisms onto a site that could be a super crappy site, but they don't want to pay to have a new website built. well, that's fine. You just kind of go over the top with conversion tools like this. But this is cool because you can do them all in one place.
Mhm.
And I'm sort of fascinated by like Linktree in general fascinates me, right? And it's like, why is this even a thing? This is a landing page that's optimized for mobile, right? But
Yeah,
and it's sort of this. It's like this is a navigation, right? But it's not, right? It's different. And I think
here's what I
shell.
think it is. It's first off, it's really, really simple, and people like simple. Also, it's really easy to make it branded. You start building a link tree, and the first thing you do is you add your photo to it and your branding and your colors, right? And we support that here. So, but then it's really easy to add specific calls to action, and it's distraction free. It's the visitor in the link tree page or the link in bio page or whatever it is. There's a bunch of them. Or it's the visitor and the CTA that you're putting in front of them. So it's distraction free, and it's funneling people into the actions you want them to take in a way that is gentle. And all throughout the journey, you're building rapport with them because they're interacting with your brand and they're seeing it, and it's unobtrusive and it's adding value at the right time. So Andrew, can we show Chase?
Give me one second. Chase, what's your hard stop here? Because I want to show pricing and things like that as well for people.
Well, let's get to it because we're running out of time.
Okay.
I got a hard stop today. It's my son's first soccer game, so I cannot.
Oh wow.
Okay. What did you want? What did you want to show, Serge?
I want to drive home that point about dynamic behavior in the widget and how you can use welcome messages to target and build a journey for people.
Yeah, if you guys are interested in that, we have YouTube videos. You can also reach out to us. If you go to our website, it literally is a perfect example. We have 3 welcome messages that are scroll based, and as you scroll down, you get different welcome messages, right? So one replaces the next, and it's based on where you're at on the page. So based on our time,
switching out the widget.
It doesn't switch the widget. It switches the welcome message.
Let's show Chase. Let's show Chase.
Yeah, I'll do it really quick. Okay, let me go to our website here.
All right. So what's happening here is there's a couple ways that you can trigger welcome messages. There's the ability. Hold on.
Well, Serge, we got to get through it, man. And we just talked about triggering. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I do want to show them. So yeah, we have the multiple triggering options, and these are all scroll based. So I'm scrolling, and at 10%, we get 1. And obviously I'm a returning visitor, so it says welcome back. And then if I scroll down to 50%, somewhere over here, I get another one. And this is a customer testimonial YouTube video. And the CTA is telling them, hey, click on here to check out more customer testimonials. And as I scroll down to the bottom, which is what I was discussing earlier, which is the FAQs, we say like, hey, if you have a question that isn't answered here, go ahead and contact our team and check it out.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
And if you click the thing, what opens up is that, not that thing. Like if you click
tool. Blur that out for me, Chase. No, just kidding.
All right. So here, let me put it this way. Summarize it a bit. You have the ability to show CTAs as long as people land on the page, or after a few seconds on the page, or after they scrolled a certain percentage of the page, or when an element comes into the viewport. So like, for example, when people scroll down, when the visitor scrolls down to the FAQ section, you have the ability to show people dynamic CTAs. Those CTAs can have images, video, copy, and calls to action. And those calls to action
But if you click the widget like you just did, it's always the same thing that pops up.
If you click the widget, it shows you all the tools. If you click a CTA on a welcome message, it actually takes you to that specific engagement tool. So it lets you drive navigation to the action you want them to take based on where they are on the page and what they've seen of your page.
Right.
Really interesting.
Yeah. So just to touch on price and so we can give people a little context here, we do have a free plan. Go check it out. You get 1 engagement widget, 1 welcome message, you get the basic tools, and you get to remove branding. So you don't get to replace it, but we're all for white labeling and all that stuff for high-level agencies. So you get to do that. These are other software solutions that we're creating. We have our own content-based knowledge base, but this is software to build knowledge bases. It's, a little confusing. And if you have any questions, please reach out to us and we'll be sure to answer those. Once you jump on a paid plan, the $29 plan gives you 3 widgets automatically, and buying them individually is $10 a piece. So that's why we do this. We give you 3 for 3, right? 5 welcome messages per widget, all the tools, white label branding, and a bunch of other software solutions inside the portal. The agency level is $297, where you get unlimited widgets, and then a bunch of other stuff like with it that we're still kind of refining. But the idea here is like people will outgrow the startup plan, and they're going to outgrow the fact that if they buy 20 widgets, 25, 30 widgets, they're going to jump on the new. Yeah.
Why wouldn't you make one of these for every one of your service pages to have its own
exactly
call to action tied to whatever's on that page? This is super interesting, guys. I think a lot of people are going to be really excited about this. I am. I think we could unpack for a whole nother hour what that opens up, right? Most client sites, you're like, this sucks. And the client's like, I don't want a new website. And you're like, but you have no calls to action on this site. Like and it's like this, you could just say, well, we could take care of that for you. Like, well, again, just go over the top and take a crappy page and turn it into a converting page without having to rebuild the website.
Yeah. And a lot of people, to be honest, people may be afraid to just throw a high-level chat widget on there because there needs to be either automation or somebody behind it, right? Which is fine. Like I use it every single day, the web chat, but you also, with the engagement, you have booking calendars, forms, and surveys, right? All these things that are other conversion metrics, other conversion tools. So
yeah, very cool. Yep. Well, guys, thank you so much as always for coming on to show us what you've built. This looks super exciting. If you're watching, you want to check it out. It's chathq.io, correct?
That's correct.
Sir.
Yep.
Awesome.
And if you want to be an affiliate, 40% monthly. And then hit us up if you watch this. Hit us up with the hashtag spotlight, and we may give you a little promotional offer that we got going on. So
I love it. Awesome. Well, I'm very curious to see how this pans out. Like as you guys get, case studies built and whatnot, definitely let me know. I think that you're really onto something. That's a lot of what I saw. I'm gonna have to go rewatch this one and unpack all of that.
Hey, anytime you want to book an hour demo, man, we'll hook you up. Go through the whole thing with you.
I might have to take you up on that. Well, thanks again for joining us, guys.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.